TV soap news and spoilers say that in the glittering, drama-soaked world of Beyond the Gates, where opulent mansions hide sordid secrets and every glance is laden with unspoken promises, a new storyline is emerging that has fans buzzing with anticipation. The long-running soap opera, now in its 15th season, has never shied away from bold narrative choices, and the latest arc involving Dr. Ted Richardson, the suave and recently divorced plastic surgeon, and June Carter, a homeless woman with a haunting past, promises to be one of the show's most compelling yet. Could June, with her quiet resilience and raw vulnerability, become Ted's new love interest, displacing the calculating Leslie Monroe as his primary romantic rival? The chemistry between Ted and June, sparked in a fleeting but electric conversation at a dimly lit bar, suggests a seismic shift in the series' romantic landscape. Let's dive into the tantalizing details of this potential romance, explore why it feels inevitable, and speculate on how this storyline might unfold in the high-stakes world of Beyond the Gates. The charismatic surgeon and the shattered soul. Dr. Ted Richardson, portrayed with smoldering intensity by veteran actor James Carver, is no stranger to the spotlight. A plastic surgeon whose hands sculpt beauty and whose wealth commands respect, Ted has long been the heartthrob of Beyond the Gates. His marriage to Nicole Dupree, a glamorous but tempestuous heiress, was the stuff of soap opera legend, equal parts passion and betrayal. Their divorce, finalized in the season 14 finale, left Ted a single man, his heart bruised but open to new possibilities. The dissolution of his marriage was a spectacle, with Nicole's affairs and Ted's relentless ambition clashing in a courtroom showdown that had viewers on the edge of their seats. Now, as Ted navigates single life, his charm and vulnerability make him a magnet for romantic intrigue, but it's his unexpected connection with June Carter that has set tongues wagging. June, played with heartbreaking nuance by newcomer Lila Sterling, is a character shrouded in mystery. Introduced in season 15 as a homeless woman living on the fringes of the show's affluent setting, June carries the weight of a painful past. Flashbacks reveal a life marred by loss, her family torn apart by tragedy, her dreams crushed by circumstance. Yet, June is no damsel in distress. Her resilience shines through in her quiet determination, whether she's scavenging for food or, more recently, taking a job as a waitress at the Rusty Anchor, a gritty bar on the edge of town. It's here, amidst the clink of glasses and the hum of jukebox tunes, that her path crosses with Ted's, igniting a spark that could set the entire show ablaze. The barroom encounter, a moment of destiny. The pivotal moment in this burgeoning storyline occurs in episode 7 of season 15, a scene that has already been dissected endlessly on fan forums and X-posts. Ted, nursing a whiskey after a grueling day at his upscale clinic, finds himself at the Rusty Anchor, a place far removed from his usual haunts of crystal chandeliers and caviar. June, working her first shift as a waitress, serves him with a quiet efficiency that belies her inner turmoil. Their exchange begins innocently enough, a polite request for a refill, a murmured thank you, but there's an undercurrent of something deeper. When June accidentally spills a drink in Ted, instead of reacting with the impatience one might expect from a man of his stature, helps her clean up, their eyes lock. It's a moment of raw, unspoken connection, charged with the kind of chemistry that soap operas thrive on. "You don't belong here," Ted says softly, his voice laced with curiosity rather than judgment. June's response, a guarded, "Maybe none of us do," carries the weight of her past and the flicker of hope for her future. The camera lingers on their faces, Ted's, etched with the weariness of a man who has everything but feels empty, June's, marked by hardship but alight with defiance. Fans have latched onto this scene as evidence of a romance in the making, and it's not hard to see why. The contrast between Ted's polished exterior and June's raw authenticity creates a dynamic that feels both fresh and inevitable. Why June? The case for an unlikely love. At first glance, Ted and June seem like an improbable pair. He's a man who dines with senators and sculpts the faces of movie stars. She's a woman who sleeps in alleyways and counts her pennies to survive. Yet, it's precisely this disparity that makes their potential romance so compelling. Beyond the Gates has always excelled at crafting stories that bridge divides, class, status, morality, and the pairing of Ted and June fits this mold perfectly. Ted, for all his success, is a man adrift, searching for meaning after the collapse of his marriage. June, despite her hardships, possesses a quiet strength that could ground him. Their connection, though nascent, hints at a deeper compatibility, one rooted in shared vulnerability rather than superficial attraction. Moreover, June's character brings a new dimension to Ted's arc. His previous relationships, particularly with Nicole and the ever-persistent Leslie Monroe, have been defined by power struggles and ambition. Nicole's betrayal left Ted wary of love, while Leslie, a cunning socialite who has been circling Ted since his divorce, represents a return to the same toxic dynamics he's trying to escape. Leslie, played with venomous charm by Vanessa Ray, is a fan-favorite villain, always scheming to reclaim Ted's heart and his fortune. Her attempts to seduce him, whether through lavish gifts or calculated displays of vulnerability, have thus far failed to reignite their past fling, but she remains a formidable obstacle. June, by contrast, offers something Leslie cannot: authenticity. Where Leslie manipulates, June is unguarded. Where Leslie schemes, June survives. This contrast sets the stage for a classic soap opera love triangle, with June as the underdog and Leslie as the glamorous but ruthless rival. Fans are already speculating about how this rivalry will play out, with many rooting for June to emerge as Ted's true love. On X, posts like "June is the breath of fresh air Ted needs." Hashtag Team June, and "Leslie's going to lose it when Ted falls for a waitress." Hashtag Beyond the Gates reflect the fervor surrounding this storyline. The rivalry, June versus Leslie. Leslie Monroe is not one to be outdone. Her history with Ted is fraught with passion and betrayal, a dalliance that ended years ago but left her obsessed with reclaiming him. Since Ted's divorce, Leslie has redoubled her efforts, attending his charity galas in slinky dresses and, accidentally, running into him at exclusive clubs. Her tactics are textbook soap opera villainy, equal parts seduction and sabotage. But Leslie's confidence may be her undoing. She underestimates June, dismissing her as a nobody who could never compete with her sophistication and wealth. This miscalculation could prove costly, as June's authenticity begins to chip away at Ted's defenses in ways Leslie's calculated charm never could. The tension between June and Leslie is already simmering. In episode 9, Leslie visits the Rusty Anchor, ostensibly to meet a client, but her real motive is clear when she spots June serving Ted. The icy glare she shoots June, coupled with her saccharine "Oh, Ted, you're slumming it tonight," sets the stage for a showdown. June, unfazed, responds with a quiet, "He's just a customer," but the spark in her eyes suggests she's ready to fight for her place in Ted's world. This exchange, brief as it is, hints at the fireworks to come. Leslie's jealousy will likely drive her to new heights of villainy, perhaps digging into June's past to uncover secrets that could destroy her fledgling connection with Ted. June's past, though only partially revealed, is a goldmine for drama. Flashbacks suggest a family tragedy, possibly a fire or accident that claimed her loved ones, and a fall from grace that left her homeless. Leslie, with her vast resources and ruthless streak, could exploit this vulnerability, perhaps by hiring a private investigator to unearth June's secrets or spreading rumors to tarnish her reputation. Yet, June's resilience could turn the tables. If she opens up to Ted about her past, her honesty could deepen their bond, making Leslie's schemes backfire. How the story might unfold. As Beyond the Gates heads toward its mid-season climax, the Ted-June-Leslie triangle is poised to dominate the narrative. Several scenarios could play out, each rich with the melodrama that defines the series. One possibility is a slow-burn romance between Ted and June, with their relationship developing through small, meaningful moments. Perhaps Ted, moved by June's plight, offers her a job at his clinic, giving her a chance to rebuild her life. This act of kindness could evolve into something deeper, as Ted begins to see June not as a charity case but as a partner who challenges him to be a better man. Alternatively, the writers could throw a curveball, a hallmark of Beyond the Gates. June's past could reveal a connection to Ted's world, perhaps a long-lost relative or a shared history that neither is aware of. This twist would add layers to their relationship, raising the stakes as Leslie tries to drive a wedge between them. Another possibility is that June, wary of Ted's wealth and status, initially resists his advances, forcing him to confront his own privilege and earn her trust. This dynamic would invert the traditional soap opera trope of the wealthy savior, making June an active participant in her own story. Leslie, of course, will not go quietly. Her arsenal of dirty tricks could include framing June for a crime, sabotaging her job, or even seducing Ted in a moment of weakness. But Leslie's desperation could be her downfall. If Ted discovers her machinations, it might push him closer to June, cementing her as his true love. The writers could also introduce a wild card, perhaps a new character who complicates the triangle, or a health crisis for Ted that forces him to confront his priorities. The stakes, why this matters. The potential romance between Ted and June is more than just a love story, it's a narrative that challenges the class divides at the heart of Beyond the Gates. Ted's world is one of privilege and power, where relationships are often transactional. June, by contrast, represents a raw, unfiltered humanity that forces Ted, and the audience, to question what truly matters. Their connection, if it blossoms, could redefine Ted's character, pulling him away from the superficial allure of women like Leslie and toward a more authentic, grounded love. For June, the stakes are even higher. Her journey from homelessness to potential love interest is a testament to her resilience, but it also places her in the crosshairs of a world that values wealth over worth. Her relationship with Ted could be her salvation, or her undoing, if Leslie's schemes succeed. The emotional weight of this storyline, coupled with the stellar performances of Carver and Sterling, makes it a standout in a series known for its bold choices. Fan reactions and predictions. The Beyond the Gates fandom is ablaze with speculation about Ted and June. On X, fans have created hashtags like #TedandJune and #TeamJune, with many praising the chemistry between the characters. June's the real deal, one user posted. Ted needs someone who sees him, not his money. Others are rooting for Leslie's downfall, with comments like, Leslie's going to crash and burn when Ted picks June. Can't wait. Some fans, however, are skeptical, pointing out the show's history of red herrings. This feels too good to be true, one X post read. The writers love to mess with us. What if June's got a secret that ruins everything? The show's writers have a knack for keeping viewers guessing, and the Ted-June-Leslie arc is no exception. Whether June becomes Ted's new woman or their connection fizzles out, the journey promises to be a roller coaster of emotion, betrayal, and redemption. As the season progresses, fans will be glued to their screens, waiting to see if June can rise from the ashes of her past to claim Ted's heart, or if Leslie's machinations will keep them apart. Conclusion: a love worth watching. In the high-stakes, high-drama world of Beyond the Gates, the potential romance between Ted Richardson and June Carter is a storyline that crackles with possibility. Their unlikely connection, born in a grimy bar and fueled by shared vulnerability, offers a fresh take on the classic soap opera romance. With Leslie Monroe lurking in the shadows, ready to strike, the path to love will be anything but smooth. Yet, it's this very tension that makes the story so compelling. Will June become Ted's new woman, displacing Leslie as his primary romantic interest? The signs point to yes, but in the unpredictable world of Beyond the Gates, nothing is certain until the credits roll. One thing is clear: this is a story worth watching, a tale of two souls finding each other against all odds, in a world where love is the ultimate prize. Our TV channel Soap News and Spoilers is the place for those who want to know how the Salem story goes, as well as great Beyond the Gates updates and news, so subscribe to our channel to get what you want. Bye-bye.